Here we'll discuss how to install a solar microgrid module. Let's get started with the components that you'll need. We use a 90 amp hour deep cycle lead acid battery to store extra charge that comes through the 20 amp charge controller. 2 outlets and a USB port are provided by the Samlex DC-AC power inverter. We'll make the connections with 12 gauge wire and this crimping tool. First, cut about a foot of each red and black wire. Next, remove the plastic covering around our wire. Remember, ours is 12 gauge. Then we'll crimp the exposed copper wire into the steel eyelet. Be sure to make good metal-to-metal connection here. To avoid electrocution, it's good safety practice to wrap as much of the exposed metal and insulating material as possible. Here, we're using electrical tape. We'll want to drill holes in the top of the container. This is so that we can run wires through and also prevent overheating of the battery. We'll use double-sided adhesive to connect the charge controller to the front of the container. Remove the plastic lining and apply firmly to the front of the module case. Make sure that the charge controller inputs are facing up. When applying adhesives, it's good practice to make sure that your surfaces are clean. Here, we'll use the same double-sided adhesive to mount the power inverter onto the top of the module. Next, we'll connect the specific wires that come with the Samlex power inverter. Make sure they're screwed in tight to make good metal-to-metal connection. These leads will be plugged into the farthest left port. It's marked with the plug. The black wire is negative and will go in the farthest left port. The red wire is positive and will go into the port right next to that. It's good safety practice to connect the positive first. This can avoid shorting. When securing the wires, make sure that there's good metal-to-metal contact within the terminal. Now we'll run the 2 wires that we equipped with steel eyelets through one of the holes that we drilled in the top of the container. These will be connected to the battery, so they'll go in the middle 2 ports. Again, the black is negative, going in the farther left, and the red is positive, going in the further right. Let's connect the positive first. Move the battery into the container and take the cover off the terminal that will connect first, red for positive. Place the eyelet from the red wire around the exposed screw on the terminal. Tighten it down with the washer provided, and then cover back with the terminal cover. 1 hour repeat this with the black wire on the negative terminal. Next, we'll connect the leads that go to the solar panel and the remaining 2 inputs. Both of these wires should have obvious positive and negative labeling on them. We found it extremely helpful to run a 3-member daisy chain of zip ties through the connectors of the panels before moving them onto the roof. This allows for extra flexibility, which is very helpful up on the roof. Next, measure out where we can place the panel on the roof. We'll need to be able to drill holes where we've connected the zip ties. Make sure these are close to structural supports that we can wrap around. For this next part, you'll need some friends to help you lift the panel up onto the roof where we'll be mounting it. Here, it's important that the leads will still be accessible so that we can connect them to the charge controller. Then, lead the zip ties through the pre-drilled holes and around any structural supports on the roof to securely fasten it. Like we discussed before, connect the positive lead to the panel first. The last connection will be the negative lead. The circuit is now complete. When connecting phones to the charge controller, it should start charging.